gilded again, you know, looks like gold, isn't gold, right? So it's full of corruption, deceit, that kind of stuff. We've talked a lot about this, so you should be good. We still have Republicans and Democrats, but really they're the same party. They love each other, okay? And they're both pro-business. They're both opposed to kind of economic radicalism or reform. They're for strong currency, sound currency, if you will. They're for just kind of keeping it normal. It's kind of, you know how after World War I, it was all about normalcy, just boring. Same with World War II. You know, everyone just kind of wants to chill after war. Well, the same was after the Civil War. And after, especially post-Reconstruction, when people were just kind of over trying to fix everything, it really just got down to back to business. There is a group called the Mugwumps, who will be Republicans who are kind of against the corruption, against what the Republican Party has kind of become, if you will. Okay, so we talked about that. Let's talk lastly, before we're done, about the couple of third parties that do arise at this time. First, of course, is Populists. You've become very familiar with these guys. This is the party that forms out of the Grange movement originally. Later, it is the Farmers Alliance movement that coalesced in the late 1880s and into the 90s. They're for big government. And in an era where it's been very small government, this is controversial. But they're for government taking care of you. They're for regulation of railroad and the telegraph industries. They're for silver because they want more money in circulation. They feel that that is owed them. They're in debt and they can't make ends meet, and so let's get silver back into the question. Because remember, the government had repealed greenbacks after the Civil War when you had the problems with inflation, trying to get back to a sound currency, and now they're going to advocate for silver. And silver had become a different commodity. It was now used for you know, things like, you know, silverware and jewelry. And when silver was discovered and the government began buying it again, they were able to put it into circulation. But once the gold discoveries were made years later, late 1890, that kind of solves that problem. Anyways, therefore, graduated income tax, direct election of senators. This is William Jennings Bryan, Cross of Gold. Therefore, initiative, referendum, and recall, all of those voting reforms, none of which come about until the Progressive era, but they begin asking for those things. Very pro-labor, and for farmers, you know, out of the whole shindig. And populism fades when more gold is discovered and it kind of solves the silver question, and when they get absorbed into the Democratic Party. And then last but not least, let's talk briefly about progressives in the early 1900s. You've had a great couple of DPQ projects on progressives. 1912 is when it all kind of culminates. But prior to that, really your progressive presidents are Roosevelt, Taft, Wilson. Those three. Although we might call presidents more currently progressive presidents, that is the progressive era. And the Horns, remember, Bull Moose Party under Teddy Roosevelt. The progressive era included the belief that laissez-faire was obsolete, that that government didn't have to be so involved in business. That it could play a part, but that maybe it wouldn't completely stay out of the process. That it would be there to check and balance, if you will. They're also for power to the people, democratization. This is when you get direct election of senators, graduated income tax, those kind of, and those are all amendments. The 16th, 17th, 18th, and really 19th women would be included in the progressive era. And this is conservation, this is trespassing, these are muckrakers getting their say in. This is using science to kind of apply it to the government situation. So all of that is progressive, and then it really is in 1912 when Roosevelt, running as a progressive candidate, splits the Republican Party, and Wilson will win. But he himself is a progressive. So, I hope that helps. You know, read through this a couple times. Maybe try kind of giving the same kind of speech to yourself from your notes. That helps, talking things out. And I hope this helps.